Where to put the remote? All right, we're back. Back in the shop where I feel at home. Okay, so tonight the idea is you get to see behind the scenes what my shop looks like when I'm juggling too many projects at the same time. It's completely destroyed. Tonight we're going to clean it and then build a thing to hold cameras. I'll explain why as we go. I feel like there was something else I was going to explain. Oh yeah, this is what happens when I tackle like 3 or 4 projects at the same time. It all kind of log jams and you forget what you're doing. So I have to refocus. Let's clean the garage. We'll make this prop to hold cameras and hopefully we get it done in time to test it out. See how this goes. Grab this, grab the old camera, and this little doogie. And we got to make another one of these because I need 2 of these. Probably put this here. And look at this. There's stuff everywhere. I don't even know where to start. Okay, we'll start over here. I've been working on remodeling the spare bedroom, turning it into a studio slash office slash spare bedroom for guest bedroom, as my wife likes to call it. And it's taken longer than I thought it would. Not very proud. I was on vacation for an entire week and lost focus, but still got a lot of progress done. We're going to put the planter box on the floor for now. And look at my shop. It's completely destroyed. I'm still here, Gimbal. I do want to see something real quick. Just want to check the stream health. Okay. Sorry. And I don't know how to adjust that, but we'll just let that go. I have no idea how to shrink these down. I bought these, thought I was going to need them. I do not need them. I feel like you should just hit this and it would go back. How the hell does this collapse? Well, however it collapses, it's stiff. Holy cow. You know what? Never mind. I'll figure that out in a minute. The problem is it's going to storm tonight, so I can't put all these, like the trash and cardboard boxes out, or it's all going to blow away all over the neighborhood. That's not good. So I've got all these boxes of trash. I'm just going to sit in the corner for now. Makes me think of those insurance commercials where it's like breaking down cardboard isn't a privilege. It's not fun. I'm up here, Gimbal. Oh, there's a little tab. It's a little tab. We got it. There we go. There's a little tab on there. About stools. I'll explain the stools in here in a minute. There's a little tab there. That makes sense. It keeps it from falling, like collapsing in on people. And I didn't want to buy a new tripod, so I decided to make one out of 2x4s, which I'll probably keep around. It's not the sexiest thing. I'm just too cheap to buy a new one. I had to empty the shop vac, I think 3 times. In the spare bedroom. I was sanding the texture off the walls, and that thing was completely packed with dust. All right. More trash. Grab the table saw sled. I haven't dusted out here in a while, so it's getting pretty dusty. Nope. Let's do this. There we go. That works. All right, now we got to deal with that mess. I don't know how that works. I'll figure it out. Then we can probably put you there. Oh, I gotta click on this. There we go. It's not very zoomed in. Throwing this bad boy in the trash. To use. That's your shop vac. Empty bag. Paint roller that's still good. I use this for this bench, so I'll keep that. Still works. Ugly as sin, but it works. And I forgot to click that back. There we go. Alright. That's how we do it. This is what happens when I'm remodeling a spare bedroom, and I've been up there for like 2 weeks just taking tools, and then I come back down and I just toss. Oh my god, there's still an extension cord hooked to it. Then I just bring all the tools right back to the shop and just let them pile up. There we go. These shims. Now all the stuff here, this is another long form video. This is one of the 4 projects I got going on. This has literally been sitting around in the shop for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This is the materials for the planter box. What is that? What is that? More trash. I don't want to put an extension cord in there. Got lacquer in there. All right, we're almost there. We just got to get rid of all this stuff here. Yep. Nope, that's in the way. We'll just leave these out. We'll put them in this drawer. Trash, trash. Cigars, trash. This I need for the spare bedroom. I got one more coat of paint to put on there. Sure, all this is trash. Oh my God. Look at all this crap. Okay. Alright, we gotta do something about this. Trash. Okay, all of this receipts, paperwork, we're going to kind of junk mail. We're going to put all this in this drawer for right now. Okay. All right. Now we're almost in operating territory. So the idea is put these two little guys up here. The idea is we're going to turn this into the podcast area. This is going to be a little box that you can put to hold your cameras. I'll show you what I mean. So, two people sitting. We're going to recreate this. The size and effectiveness of this box works perfectly. So, if you put this here, I sit here. See? And you're looking at me. I mean, it still needs fiddled with a little bit. I haven't dusted out here in so long. I need to turn on the air filter. So you got this angle. You go over to the other chair. Put a couple cameras in here. Make sure it's at least kind of, I mean, obviously this isn't perfect. I'm just pushing that out there real quick. And you got this angle. And if you pretend this is like a picture frame or the logo for the podcast, put it here. The forward facing camera is not going to be able to see them. So we have to design a box this shape and size, which I think we can do. Not out of this. This is for the planner box. This is the project 4 out of 4. I got some 2x4s down here. And I'm not above 2x4s. I will use the crap out of some 2x4s. Let's see something. Just want to make sure the stream health is okay. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, hey, Katie. Oh, I'm trying to put them to work in other ways. But, yep. Alright, so I can get a couple done. How long is that thing? It's not ideal, but I can probably make it work. $48. Camera's still there, the gimbal. I'm right here, gimbal. How long are these little offcuts? Almost 16. Could be long enough. Crappy 2x4s. 18, 16. I know that's long enough. So I just want to make a frame, okay? Make a frame, and then I don't know. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So the size and dimensions of this work perfectly fine, but it's got to be clamped to the box. So what I want to do is just make a complete frame here to hold the logo, one board to clamp to the bench, and then the back of the frame only needs to be that big. But the front has to be about yay high to cover up the clamps, which is about 15.5 by 15.5, I think. Actually, we'll put the camera here. Sorry, I haven't been in the shop for a while, so I'm kind of off my game. What to do? What's going on? Hi, MRH. So the clamps are 16 inches long. Alright. So I need 16, at least two 16-inch boards. I got that in that one board. Cut the side pieces. I mean, this is all going to be hillbilly. This is not going to be pretty. This is 2x4 framing. Slap a logo on the front. You'll never see what's behind it. I wonder if I have any 2x4s that are already milled that are 16 inches. Nope. Do I need to mill them? I don't need to mill them. I do not need to mill them. Do not need to mill them. 1, 2. $18, there's one. Too small. Too small. That'll be fine. Alright, so that's enough for the front. That one's long. I want to use this board to measure. Yeah, that one's 16 inches too. So this should be fine. We should be able to do this with just 2x4s. This is going to be ugly as sin. We're just going to pound screws right through it. Who cares? I mean, this thing's going to be a monster. It's ugly. Totally ugly. Let's start by making the face of it. And the sides. So the sides will be turned this way. The bottoms, the top and bottom will be turned this way. Whoops. Got the camera wrong. All right. And then I'm thinking about, so I got to go to Office Depot to get the logo printed and laminated to conceal this ugly monstrosity. And I'm trying to think of the cheapest sizes. I don't know. 16 by 16. Figure it out. Because there's one that's like, what is it, 22 by... No, it's 17.5 by 11. I don't know. I'll figure that out tomorrow at Office Depot. Screw it. Let's make this thing. Let's go a hair over 16 inches. I think I can probably just turn it this way. Ta-da! Get the chair out of the way. Now I'm making a Jack in the Shop. Basically, I'm making like a camera jig. It's hard to explain. If you go back and check the earlier part of this video, I explain it a little better. But essentially, a friend of mine came over and we were like, yeah, we could do a podcast. Let's do it. Last weekend. So we went up into my spare bedroom that I'm trying to remodel. And it worked, but the lighting and the angles sucked. So I'm trying to make a box, and I'm just going to make it out of 2x4s to hold a camera, 2 cameras, 2 phones, so that way we can sit here and go back and forth. So I got this other chair right here. We'll be on the other side, and another camera will be facing that way. That's the idea. But I'm just going to make it out of 2x4s. It's not going to be pretty. Go to Office Depot tomorrow, print the logo, slap it on the front, or find some way to slide it in like a frame. Probably just Velcro it to the front. You know? Alright. I'm going to spin this camera around. And we'll get to making this thing. That needs to live in my pocket. I hate to cut them too big because printing it's going to suck, but I don't think I really have a choice. Well, hold the boat. I can actually do this with, no, we can do this. We make it 16 inches tall by 10 inches wide, and that'll fit on a, what is that, 11 by, yeah, like 2 pieces of paper, standard size. All right, we'll cut these to 16 inches and then cut the cross pieces. Yeah, 3 horsepower. 220. 220 volts. So yeah, I was pretty nervous on installing that one. It works good though. My understanding of dust collection is go big or go home. Don't do the little stuff. If you're gonna plumb it. Forgot my pencil. What do you say, 16? Yeah, 16 is the biggest we can go. Because I think the biggest standard piece of paper is 11 by 17. 11 by, 8.5 times 2. It's a phone charger. See if I can put this on the charger real quick. But no, I've been trying to remodel the spare bedroom. And I've lost track of the ball. I was trying to juggle too many balls at the same time. So right now I gotta get this done, and then I can get back to the spare bedroom. Make sure it's on the right camera. Alright, I gotta turn. I'm gonna start getting some noise. I gotta put on the dust collection for this. Hey, it works. If it works, it works, man. I thought about getting the Cyclone for this, but I found this on Facebook Marketplace. I don't want to say how much. It wasn't a great deal, but it was cheaper than new. The guy who sold it to me, he used to have his own house, and then he had to move out, and he was written, and the new landlord wouldn't let him install 220, so he was letting it go. It's awesome. I am going to use this little hold down for the 2x4 since they ain't, milled. Kind of shaped like Twizzlers, so not very safe. That's one. A picture go like that. Yeah, I think so. Cut another one identical, and then we'll figure out how to catch all this stuff. Actually, now that I think about it, I hope I have screws for this. Hmm. So 2x4s are actually 1.5 inches, 3 inches for 2 of them. I just need it to cover. So let's cut the next two 7.5 inches. Sounds good in my head. Yeah. This here. It works. -11 minus 3 is 8, 7.5. At least this board is milled on the bottom. It's not going to be long enough. Let's line it up that way. Okay. So we got to find a stop block. We got to find a stop block because my stop block interferes with the fence. So we're going to find a space filler here. All right. Yeah. I always keep milled 2x4s lying around. Pretty helpful. So all I did was add that milled 2x4 in between my stop block and the piece I'm cutting. There's my cut mark. We're off to the races. Here we go. Grab some glasses for this, just in case this goes sideways. pine saw out here. Alright. Let's look for some screws. So how are we doing this? Get this off here. I'm thinking make the frame this way. So yeah, the front frame will be this way, and then we'll just figure out the rest of the back. This part support goes to the cabinet. Let's get after it. All right, here we go. Inch and a half screws. We're gonna need like 2.5 inches. See if we got, thinking 2.5 inch screws. A few there. Ooh. I got a few here. We can work with it. And we got some 3 inchers, which is not ideal. Well, we can make it work. I don't know. Katie, Jake, you still there? Just use that for that. I don't think we're going to need these. I'm going to set those to the side for a moment. I would text you, Jake, to see if you're still there. To see how everything's going on your end of the stream. Be nice to know. I don't know how this is. It seems like I reached a point to where the live streams are getting screwed up, which I've been told. There is a little bit of a hitch in the giddy up on the provider side of things, but I don't know what your experience is, because it seems like, oh, hey Jack, okay, cool. Sorry, I'm gonna whip out the tripod for this. I'm just glad to know that the stream still works, because there was a point, I think it was when it got nice out, when it got really nice, viewership just went through the gutter, and I didn't know if it was a streaming issue. YouTube said they had an issue with live streams just going through the little word processing window. So I didn't know if that was happening now or not. But I'm glad to know you're still there and it's working. Thank you for that. Alright, let's back up. Oh, yeah. So this is what we're looking at now. This is going to be the face of it. Podcast logo is going to go over the front, and then we'll figure out the back of it. Just trying to figure out the best way to film this. I mean, this is some pretty hillbilly stuff. Normally, if it was something I mean, it's all about concealment, so it's not like it's fine furniture that's going in the house, so. It's, yeah, dude, it used to go, I mean, I had a bunch of them that I was getting hundreds of viewers at the same time, but as soon as it got nice out, it's like everybody had something better to do. I don't blame them. Because there's you got you and there's a few other guys that always show up, and they're not showing up, which means they got better stuff to do. And I don't blame them. I can turn that off. I don't know how annoying the air filter was. Let's grab this. Some of these. Couple clamps. Gotta have these. Yeah, right? 20 years ago, I'd be looking for a club. I don't know. I'm going to ask you. In this case, would you even drill pilot holes, or you just clamp them and use the old hammer drill? Usually I drill pilot holes, but now I'm thinking about it. I'm just going to grab this dude. Clamp it together, call it a day. Yeah. Nice. See that? That's how you put gouges in your new bench top. All this crap in the way. So I'm gonna put these back. I think we could probably, let's try something a little different. It just seemed like a weird angle. That seems better. I mean, really, when you think about how they construct houses, like, when you think about how they construct houses, this is like 10 times more considerate. I mean, they just blast nails, framing nails through 2x4s, and nobody cares. Okay. Is that flat or what? What the hell? Alright, got that side. We got one on each side. Alright, we'll slap the clamp on this side and turn around. What's up, Blue Turtle? Anything that makes it easier? Anything that makes it easier? I don't know how to explain it. The first couple times you do it, you come out and you're just, it's very weird. You're talking to people, but no, the first few times you do it, nobody's there. Or, actually, one time I came out and I was just hand sanding a picture frame, and I had like 700 people watching me, and I didn't say anything. And then the more I talked, the less people started watching. So, nah, man, just be comfortable on the. Do what you can to be comfortable. I don't know how to explain it. Like anything, man, the first time you do it, you're gonna crap the bed. You're gonna feel like you crap the bed. But it's all fun, man. Go for it. Okay. All right. Remote control. It's hard to explain, man. Bunch of cameras. Well, actually, just 3 cameras right now. I want to have like a few at each. Well, I mean, it'd be cool to have a couple at each major tool. There we go. I would say the first time I filmed, the first time I did something live, I felt more compelled to talk than was necessary. I came out here ready to chat up a storm. People were leaving left and right. Right now, I was telling Jack in the shop, I think viewership is low because it's very nice out. I was tracking the views and watch time on a spreadsheet, and as soon as it got nice on the East Coast, nobody watched. It was fine. I don't blame them. If I was young, I wouldn't have anything better to do. I mean, I would have better things to do than this. The only advice I have is, I think right now is not a great time for viewership just because it's nice out, but have fun, go out, use it as motivation for you to be in the shop. And do the projects you want to do, is my thought. Because I came out here tonight knowing nobody's going to watch this crap. And actually, if you go back and watch, the first half hour is me cleaning my shop. So the problem I'm running into is I've got 3 or 4 projects at the same time that are bottlenecking. I'm usually pretty good at staying focused and doing this project and this and this and this. And now I crap the bed. Just go out and have fun. But I think more people are more inclined to watch woodworking videos when it's cold out and there's nothing better to do. Does this content live on your channel and get rewatched? So yes, all the live content actually gets cataloged and indexed on the channel. Don't know why that's not grabbing. There we go. Which I made the planter box series, which is still available for if people are like, oh, how to make a planter box that hides a cooler. You can go back and rewatch all of it. It just takes a day for YouTube to process live content and post it, which is why I started tracking so I would make a live video on like Saturday at noon, and then it takes 24 hours. Then they put it in your catalog of like your channel, but then the start time, the watch time, the views, all of it's kind of up for grabs. It's not as reliable as if you track it yourself. So that's why I started tracking my own live stats. If there was something I could fix or had something to recommend, would be YouTube to do that. But yeah, it does get rewatched. Actually, I think if you click in the description right now, I've gotten good about making titles, descriptions, and thumbnails for live videos. So if you have a second, click on the description and let me know if they're, because I just use a generic "we'll make it live" thumbnail for this one. Let me know if it shows up, because I've gotten better about doing that before I go live. I do have a hammer, but it's like 9 feet away. I'm not going all the way over there for a hammer. I think we got one more and we're done here. Just to give it something to stick to. See? Need something to bite into. Alright. That should be big enough to replace this monstrosity. Yup. Actually, no, it's got to be on top. Ooh. Uh-oh. It's hard to explain. I guess I could make the logo longer. I've been letting AI do my thumbnails. Which AI are you using? I'm interested to know, because I've been using AI for titles and descriptions. I've been using Grok. How's it? Is it performing well to your liking? Six accounts. 6 YouTube accounts? That's not big enough. Yeah, it's gonna have to go on top. It's okay. Alright. So I'll give you guys okay. So I've got the face frame. Okay, this monstrosity is supposed to sit between me and my friend while we podcast. This we just assembled is the front of it. But I have to put it on top of that bottom board. But I don't want to disassemble this whole thing. So I'm just going to measure how big that is. Recut it. is some different parameters to on. Okay. Vidiq. Interesting. Yeah, I'm using Grok for generic stuff, and then I found Suno or Suno for making music. 16 inches. Okay, well, that's pretty easy. I think this one's 16 inches. Yeah, good enough. Are you paying the $8 a month for the copyright thing? I haven't bit the bullet on that yet. I think I'm going to. Alright, actually we'll just clamp that down like that. Put this on here. And then I can always make the logo a little longer to conceal the bottom of that. There's the planter box back there. Some Mountain Dews. Can't go to work without a Mountain Dew. Try to go up. All right. It's all about building base knowledge. Better the prompting, the better result. That's the problem I'm running into with Grok. It's great, but I don't talk to it all the time every day. Whoop. And I always forget to like save the conversation. So if you do it right and you make descriptions, it'll add all your contact info like right away. But you can also use Grok to make the prompts for Suno music. Suno? Is it Suno? I'm sorry. Yeah, Suno. That's what I thought it was. All right. Slap that on there. Actually, I'm gonna grab another clamp. I hear beeping. I hope that's not a smoke. It's not a smoke detector. At least I'm working with gravity here. That's a terrible angle. Nope, that is the smoke detector. Well, it's not good. Good prompts. You need to make huge. I think my wife was, when I came out here, my wife was cleaning the oven with that oven cleaning feature. So I'm kind of surprised it hasn't been going off more. When they say hallucinate, what kind of, like, how do you know when it's hallucinating? Because I've heard that before. Does it just feed you full of BS, or is it? I could see it just what's the word when people just kind of, oh damn, I can't think of the word. Fill in the gaps of stories. They take what little knowledge they have and then fill in gaps. There we go. Is the house on fire or what? See, yeah, dude. Alright, so this should be similar to what we got going on over here. Let's bring it this way, see what we got. Actually, being a little higher, I think is going to work a little better. And if not, I can always clamp this underneath. Yeah, let's clamp it underneath and see what we get. It's almost identical to where that one's at. Ah! Okay. Alright, I can always chop a little bit off the length of that. But I like where we're going. We're getting there. And actually, I don't have to... if I use 2x4s, I don't think I need... If I use 2x4s, I don't think I need to make like... So that's how far... That was a really good depth. It's hard to explain, but it sticks out further than the cabinet. And that... The frame we just built sticks out perfectly, just a little further. A little further. Let's go to the other side. That sticks out about 2 inches. So now I gotta recreate this onto this frame, and I'll show you. I don't know if you guys were here earlier. So I can use this. We're gonna have a couple of these to hold our phones. I got these stools, extra tall stools, hard to explain. If my wife comes out here, she can't reach that back wall. These cabinets are like 5 inches taller than normal cabinets. And this is also pretty damn long. But if we got this here, I'm sitting here. we can put our cameras in there, our phones. And do a little podcaster-rooney. Just go back and forth. Different versions. Do more debugging if the conversation is too long. Alright, I believe that. Let's figure out how to... Yeah, because I ran into the problem. I went back and was redoing previous videos, titles and descriptions with Grok. And it was, I think after like 25 conversations, I ran out of, it's like, oh, you have to switch to Pro to keep talking to me. All right, so I want this to be about, how am I going to attach this damn thing? This is going to be pretty hillbilly, but you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm just going to kind of... I'm not going to use the pocket hole. I'm not going to use the pocket hole, but I think what I'm going to do is attach this like this and just drill diagonally like they would just crap framing a house up through this board into that one. Alright, what I'm going to do is draw a line. I'm going to draw 2 lines. Oh, I'm on the laptop. There we go. So, that needs to be that high. And then I'll measure from the bottom to that line, do it to the other side, and I'm going to install that board like that. But first, I'm going to sneak off. I got to go for a break real quick. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Oh, Harry Potter, man. You're dating yourself a little bit there. I think I was 17, 18. I was driving when the first Harry Potter came out. I remember going to see it. It does smell like somebody tried to burn my house down, though. Measure that. About 11 and 1/16. So let's come over here and we'll measure 11 and 1/16 from this side. No, dude, how funny. Okay, we're going Harry Potter. How funny would it be if it was like, I gotta go pee, and then just like tried to run through that door while it was shut, like it was the Hogwarts Express? And then just, knock myself out and was cold on the floor during a live stream. Hell yeah. You got more hair than me? I'm getting pretty thin here. I'm not too far from either getting a hair graft or shaving my head. I don't know how this is going to go. I feel like if I got a hair graft, it would just fail. How sad would that be? Pay thousands of dollars to have back hair implanted on your head and it just everything else just gave up. Now these I am going to drill pilot holes in these just because I know driving screws in from an angle is a lot easier if you do that. At least just to get it started. Let's grab that one. Be fine. How far do I need this to stick out? So I really only need a board that's about 5 inches long. Be 5 inches from here to the back of this paint can. But would it hurt if it was longer? I don't know. I don't think so. Tell you what, we'll make it 6 inches long and put a cross member in between the two, and then we'll wrap it up. And I think that should be enough, because if there's a cross member going between the two, it'll give us more support. All right. Let's cut these to 6 inches long. What was that? What do we have over here? I want to get more webcams out here so I don't have to keep honking around with my phone. Oh, I've reached a point in life. I'm ready for my midlife crisis. So if you see me collapse of a heart attack, just watch. Just let it go. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Did I turn drums into a table? Oh, okay. I was like, no, I definitely didn't do that. Let's go ahead and make it 7 inches. Yeah, we'll make it 7 inches. Just what'd you do? Put like a glass tabletop on top of the drums? Interesting. Are we talking bongos or like a rock star drums? Oh no. Did you do an epoxy drum table? Just in case hell yeah. All right. So are you a drummer? Who's the greatest drummer of all time? There's some arguments out there for a few people. I have an idea of one that's a little controversial. I'm not going to say he's the greatest of all time, but he's really good. I gotta check out your channel. Check out this table. You have my attention. Dude, I recognize those names. I'm sorry. Are you a Bill Burr fan? Because he's a big drum nut, and he's always talking about drummers on his podcast. Neil Peart. I need band names. I'm sorry. Okay, I was gonna say Rush. The dude from Rush sounded like he had like 6 arms. The Police, dude. I'm gonna have to revisit the Police. Sting. Because I would say, okay, all right, this isn't actually the greatest drummer of all time, but I think he's really good, and he sounds like he's got 4 arms. You're gonna hate this. You're gonna crap on me. You're gonna hate this, but Boyd Tinsley from Dave Matthews Band. I think he was the best musician in the whole thing. It always sounded like he had 4 arms, but yes, the guy from Rush. Yes, sounded like he was working 2 kits at the same time. I gotta turn this air filter back on because I don't have dust collection on the miter saw hooked up right now. Woo! It's a little tight. We're just gonna. Alright. Well, hey Barry. Hey, this is, dude, I'm having a brain lapse. I'm sorry. Was it Rush? Where did I put my remote? I just had my remote. Oh, there it is. Was it Rush that did Ride-ins? I can't do that. I can't say it. But I was gonna sing it. Can't sing on the YT. Riding the Storm Out. Because I think that was one of the best live songs ever. Starts off with that tornado siren. I'm getting back to it. For the plumbing, for the miter saw, I'll give you a little close up. It's a little rigged. It had to cross this door. So the miter saw, it does have 4-inch dust collection hooked up to that pipe. But obviously I couldn't plumb across the door. So if you go out, you can buy a bunch of flex hose. Buy this little nozzle adapter. And I can't explain dust collection pipes because nothing fits. I think I went to Lowe's 4 or 5 times in one day to get that thing to fit. But so now you got that. It's just this Power Tech. '70123 plugs in there, goes straight across the floor, and then I got those little cutoffs. But yeah, that's how I do it. And it's not perfect. That DeWalt's not really great on dust collection. My understanding, the Festool K-Pex is much better on the dust collection, but when I bought this saw, the K-Pex was known for burning up motors. Alright, I'm attaching these two, cutting one for the middle, and I think that'll be the end of this live stream. But let's get the camera over here and do this. I'm sorry, how long has this thing been going on? How far are we into this? An hour and 45 minutes. I was hoping to get it done in 2 hours, but I've been yapping. Let me disconnect it. That's the problem with this stuff. The dang hose just came off the adapter. Oh well, we'll fix it tomorrow. We're not using it tonight. So I've had good luck doing this. You kind of get the drill started. Well, don't forget the battery. So I usually have like just getting the little thing started, and then get a little closer to the end. That one might be. Should have been a dentist. Screw that job. Nobody likes the dentist, man. Could you imagine having a job where everybody is mad to be there? Oh, dude, but unless you're Steve Martin. And what was the name of that movie? With the plant? What was that? Little Shop of Horrors? He just loved torturing people. Rick Moranis. All right, we'll take this out of the clamps. Let's go over here. Hey, thanks for stopping by the shop, man. I appreciate it. We're almost done. I'm gonna slap these on, reattach it to the cabinet and test it out, and we'll wrap this up. Dude, they're bringing Honey I Shrunk the Kids back. I think it's on Netflix. It's not that it's. Oh yeah, you were talking about the RC mower last time. But they're rebooting that thing on Netflix, and it's not like Honey I Shrunk the Kids. It's the dude accidentally shrinks his wife, and she lives in a dollhouse. I don't think I'm gonna use this for this. I think I'm gonna use a drill. But yeah, Honey I Shrunk the Kids. Do you remember how like devastating that was? It wasn't the ant. The ant protected him. What went for the ant? Was it a spider or a bird? I don't remember. There was some predator that went for him, and I think it killed the ant. Was it a spider? Was it a scorpion? Clamp this down. I'm trying to add this, but it's wobbling around too much. Cramp. I need another cramp. Oh. Make this a little better. I do love having this table saw on wheels, so I can get it the hell out of the way. Go up a little bit. I put the computer on the TV back here so I can read you guys' comments. That laptop's too far away and too small. So now I'm just lining the top of the board up with that line we drew earlier. I should be able to. Now I got my clutch on. Got one in. See if I can do this from the bottom. Damn it. That should work. Nope. Yep. What? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if the head of that screw's sticking out. All right, one more and we'll test it out. I might put a couple cross members across it just to give the phones a little more agility on their locations, but this is the basic idea. I need 2 clamps down here or this thing's going to spin. Barry, are you still there, man? Because I got a question for you. I don't know if he's still there. I want to ask Barry something. I feel like... Oh, he's still there. All right. So I feel like you're probably sitting in a recliner. And like your family's like, oh no, he's watching that guy again. Pop's gonna fall asleep. I feel like you turn this on and then just fall asleep. Like I just put you to bed. Which ain't bad. Because there's always some point I'm like, where'd Barry go? He disappeared. Oh no, Dad's watching that guy again. Alright, last 2 screws and we'll test this out. We'll wrap this up. Well, try again. The holes are over here. I screwed this up. I put them on backwards. You get to flapping your gums, jacking your jaws. And I mean, it's hard to see. It's not perfect, but there's the line we drew. No, it's a bad angle. Get my head out of the way. Where are we? Oh, it's behind me. There we go. It's like, what the hell are you guys looking at? You're looking at the back of my head. My plan is to get a few more webcams out here, and then I don't need the remote. I can do it from my phone instead of using my phone. But one battle at a time. That's as far as that's going. My dad's a talker too. My dad's in his mid-60s. I can talk. But that was a different generation. I mean, that was pre-internet, pre all sorts of stuff. All right, let's put this over here. All right, let's take a look at what we built versus what I was using for the prototype. All right, so what was working was a 2x4 clamped to my bench with a paint bucket, a 2x4, and the little phone holder I made a few weeks ago. And then we designed this to replicate that with the ability to add the logo of the podcast to the front of it. So now what we're going to do is test its functionality. I think one chair was about here. We'll get this out of the way, and then we'll install this in that one's place. Yeah. All right, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Sorry, we're just testing this out, and then we're gonna wrap this up. It's been a decent Friday. I don't know what I have no perception of what time it is. It's probably 10:30. No, probably about 10. Almost 10. I'll say 9:50 Eastern Standard Time. All right. So it's hard to explain, but there'd be a camera here facing straight ahead. Actually, we're going to kiss the gimbal goodbye, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Good night, gimbal. We're almost done, so we're going to do this. I mean, obviously, this location is not the best. I can't use the gimbal no more. Let's scoot the table saw back. All right. Move this a little closer. What? Hold on. Sorry. Should have done some physics before I did this. All right, well, that's not the best. It'll be fine, finely tuned. But you can have a guy sitting here. You got two guys sitting around. Now picture, this is going to be hidden. You're not going to see this. There's going to be a logo. So I'll be sitting here talking to my buddy over there. Oh, that way. So I'll be talking like this. You're going to see me like this. See? This is all going to be concealed by the podcast logo. And then if you spin this around, this little guy, spin him around the other way. Now obviously this is not perfect spacing right now as illustrated by a few seconds ago, but you get the idea. Not too far. Nope, wrong way. This way. See? All right, now let's remove this monstrosity, and we'll install what the jig we made, the camera jig. But I know that table saw is in the wrong place. If you get a minute, we made a pod. He came over Sunday and we're like, let's do it. Let's just go do it. We filmed a podcast. The conversation was good. The setting, the camera placement was crap. I spent 2 hours. He came over. I thought we'd be ready by noon. We didn't get started till 2:30. That's my fault. It's not on him. It's me. But the conversation was good. But the lighting and the camera placement was crap. So I think placing it underneath is going to be the best. We're going to have to... I need 2 clamps. I think I had it there. Where did I put the... There it is. Oh, you're not going to see him. Damn it. I hit the thing the wrong way. My bad. All right. So we got that. Laptop. Now I bet my wife's calling. No, not yet. It's okay. We're about to get dunked on too, Barry. So yeah, one guy sits there, one sits there. Let's do this there. See what we got. Now I may add a cross member in between just to give the phones a little bit more depth, just in case this doesn't work well. But I think this is a good starting point. So from here we want to go to up. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all, Governor. Flick it around. He can put his phone over here. Now keep in mind, there's going to be like the podcast logo here. So you're not going to see any of this crap. what have we got here? Probably too far out. Yeah, it's too close. Oh, there we go. A little better. A little better. What do you say? Well, it depends on what the meaning of the word is. Oh, the gimbal's done, yeah. So yeah. All right. I appreciate you guys coming to the shop and hanging out with me tonight, watching me do this dumb crap, man. My son keeps calling, so I'm going to call him back. So I'm going to wrap this up fast. But I did achieve the goal of what I wanted to do tonight. So, cleaned the shop, built this monstrosity, which is going to be useful. I got to go to Office Depot and have the logo printed to cover the front. But, yeah, man. Barry, Turtle, Jack, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. If you like what you saw tonight, like, subscribe, share everything with everybody you know. Good night.